Guys, what's going on? Mudman here, back with the civil rights lawyer. His video based grand jury indicts cop instead, arrested trying to save his home from a fire. Everybody knows I back the blue, but I do not back dirty cops.
The most amazing thing has happened in a small town in Grayson County, Kentucky.
There's something about that southern hospitality, that warm, inviting, and everybody knows everybody.
How many times you punched me? A bunch. How many times you punched me? A bunch. I was putting out a fucking fire, you fucking idiot. Hey, take that.
A man's house caught on fire, or FAR,
Put the fire out.
as they say in both Kentucky and here in West Virginia.
Damn lithium battery blowed up.
It sounded like the bomb went.
Oh, 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
That man should be able to risk his own personal safety to put out that fire,
Yes.
right?
Well, hell,
Right?
get that back in there then.
No.
Get out. I ain't gonna let my house burn.
Well, wrong, according to these cops who showed up on the scene and beat this man to a bloody pulp and arrested him just for trying to put out a fire at his own home.
You're gonna stop me from saving my own home. My safety is none of your concern.
But that's not the most amazing part of this story. When the government went to have this man and his son indicted by a grand jury, I kid you not, they indicted the police officer instead.
Somehow the grand jury reversed the district court's finding and indicted Sergeant Newton on misdemeanor charges. This action is unprecedented in my experience.
Can the grand jury do that? Well, I have the body cam that turned this grand jury
Yes,
against the
I'm-
all of these things. Be entertained, be informed, be educated on constitutional rights, and also perform the very serious task of helping to hold your government accountable for acts of misconduct that we document on this channel. As I mentioned, this video comes to us from, I believe it's pronounced Litchfield, Kentucky, which is in Grayson County. Now, this has been in at least one news report that I've seen, but this was actually submitted directly to me by the guy in this video, Lanny.
Awesome.
Now, Lanny, if you've ever lived in West Virginia or Kentucky, you know Lanny.
You're getting ready to go to jail. I'm going to shit going to jail. All right. You lied to me. You said the fire department.
You do not get to swing on the police.
I did swing until you hit me.
Have a seat.
What the is your name? This right here is going to cost you your job. Yeah, it's going to cost you, big boy, because you've never met somebody like me.
I don't know his specific genealogy, but I guarantee he's one of the descendants of the people who George Washington and others placed in these mountains to both stop the British and also the Native Americans from attacking people in the East. These people have always been fiercely independent. They were willing to fight the largest empire on earth over like a few cents in taxes. You don't mess with their sense of liberty and independence. You don't mess with their stuff. Not a lot has changed in some areas of the country. Anyway, Lanny's house caught
Very
on
true.
fire. In Appalachia, when your house catches on fire, yeah, you call the fire department.
And then you try to
But you
put
don't
that
sit
bitch
around and
out.
wait on the government to do it for you.
Right.
Yeah, you call 911 if somebody breaks into your house, but you don't wait on the police to arrive. You protect yourself.
That's
you
right.
protect your family. You protect your home. And that's what Lanny was in the process of doing with his son and other family members when police officers from the Litchfield Police Department arrived. Now, the fire department was not there yet. The police arrived.
I'm very interested about this. Very interested. Take your time, buddy.
I don't know. I'm not sure what we're dealing with just yet.
Well, yeah, because you took your time.
Golly,
Where's it at?
it's in the basement.
Negative.
It's down there. Here comes my son. Sir, come on out.
10-4, thank God.
It's hot.
Damn lithium battery blowed up.
It sounded like the bomb went.
Oh, 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
You got it put out?
No, it's still going.
Officers ordered Lanny and his son Darren to leave the smoke-filled house for what they said were safety reasons, but the pair resisted.
Where's the fire department?
Well, let's get back.
Well, hell, let me get that back in there then.
No.
No, he can go in. Let him.
There's hundreds of thousands. Listen here.
And when they resisted, Officer Justin Cockrell tased the son Darren.
Yep, that old man's one of them that lives around here,
Get
boy.
out now. Get out now. Get out now.
Y'all leave that man alone.
Hey, stop it right
Right, hit you with this fire extinguisher.
At that time, his father, Lanny, was holding a garden hose because he was trying to put out the fire. And this is what the cops alleged, that Lanny, holding that garden hose, swung it at the officers.
Get out here now.
No, I'm done. I done got the fire out.
You're right. You are done. You're both going to jail.
I'm going to
For
Going
what?
to jail for assault third, and so is
how the did I assault
because you
anybody?
touched a police officer. That's why.
I will.
Do it, mother. Do it. Get on the ground now.
You think calling me a mother in my home?
Get on the ground now.
I'm not getting on the ground.
That's right.
So then Officer Newton tased him. Then when they finally got Lanny out of the house, as they're walking him to an ambulance, you can see these visible taser probes sticking out of his chest and his stomach, and his face apparently now a bloody pulp.
It's bullshit.
Ma'am, step back. Now, step
I'm
back.
going to take a picture of my husband.
You can take a picture, but you can also step back.
Yeah, you overstepped your bounds this time.
Okay.
Lanny was not happy at all, and he was not going quietly.
What gives you the right to make me leave my home?
That's
when I'm
right.
trying to put a fire out? You lied to me. You said the fire department.
And they learned.
They lied to me. They said the fire department. You are.
Was to not go back inside that home for your
No,
safety.
you made me come out.
Yes,
I
I know.
wasn't fighting. I was fighting to get back in the damn house to put the fire out. What the is your name?
Sergeant Newton, sir.
Who?
Sergeant Newton.
What Newton?
N-E-W-T-O-N.
No. What's your dad's name?
My dad's name has something to do with this. He's not from here.
Oh. Well, you won't be from here very long. You know this is wrong.
Yeah.
You're going to stop me from saving my own home. By force. Hey, my safety is none of your concern.
That's right.
This right here is going to cost you your job.
After this happened, back when the government was still controlling the narrative here was the first news reports that came out of the situation. The headline was this: Father, son arrested for fighting police after Lichtfield basement fire reveals guns, ammo. 2 men were arrested in Lichtfield after fighting police officers that were attempting to clear a fire in a basement, which contained a large amount of ammunition and guns. The 2 men attempted to re-enter the home despite being told to stay away from the building. When blocked from entering by officers, both men shoved the officers, who then told the men they were under arrest. Lanny Fentress continued to resist arrest by punching and throwing things at the police officers before being tased as well. Afterward, both men were apprehended. While being treated by EMS, Lanny Fentress continued to be uncooperative and refused to give the officer his information. Both men were then transported to the Grayson County Detention Center. Lanny Fentress is charged with menacing, third-degree terroristic threatening, third-degree assault of a police officer, and second-degree wanton endangerment of a police officer. Darren Fentress is charged with menacing, resisting arrest, and second-degree wanton endangerment of a police officer. Both of the officers were treated for smoke inhalation and injuries at the emergency room and released. Oh, thank God the officers are okay.
Them
This is
lying
how
son of a
things
bitches.
normally go when police officers control the narrative. And everything was going swimmingly until the cases were presented at the grand jury.
A Litchfield police officer responding to a house fire is accused of assaulting a man and his adult son. Sergeant DJ Newton went to court this morning and pleaded not guilty.
Things get heated after Litchfield police and other first responders were called to a home on Risen Drive. This is Sergeant DJ Newton's body cam. The house is smoky from the fire. When officers told Lanny Fentress and his adult son Darren to leave the home, fearing for their safety, they wouldn't leave.
Get
Count now. Taser, taser, taser.
A Grayson County special grand jury has now indicted Newton for this incident for misdemeanor charges of assault, terroristic threatening, menacing, and criminal trespassing. Lanny and Darren were arrested and charged with menacing, assault, and wanton endangerment of a police officer, but those charges have now been dropped. Litchfield police say Newton is on leave without pay after being indicted. Officer Justin Cockrell is not facing any charges. An internal police investigation is also underway. Lanny Fentress messaged WDRB Investigate saying the body cam speaks for itself.
It does.
Newton's attorney Thomas Clay released a statement saying somehow the grand jury reversed the district court's finding and indicted Sergeant Newton on misdemeanor charges. This action is unprecedented in my experience.
No.
The Litchfield Police Department issued the following statement regarding Officer Newton's indictment. On the 13th, 2024, Litchfield Police Department became aware of an indictment issued by Grayson Circuit Court stemming from a special called grand jury against Sergeant DJ Newton for multiple misdemeanor charges, including assault in the 4th degree, terroristic threatening in the 3rd degree, menacing, and criminal trespass in the 1st degree. Litchfield Police Department will update with more information.
So a grand jury's job is to indict on crimes. So in my state, say you're caught with marijuana that is enough for personal use, but right on the line of they might think you're selling it, even though it's legal, and we have dispensaries. You can give it away, but you can't sell it. You can't sell it to person unless you go to a store. But the grand jury's job is to indict for crimes. So when they see a crime, they will indict. Therefore, the cop gets indicted because of the crime. Even though they didn't present it, they seen a crime happen and thought, hey, this motherfucker was dirty.
As it becomes available, we would defer to the Commonwealth's Attorney's Office for specific information on these charges. At this time, Sergeant Newton is on leave without pay. Litchfield Police Department cannot comment on any internal action being taken at this time until the final disposition of any charges. So they had called a special grand jury just to indict Lanny. But remember, I told you about the fine people from West Virginia and Kentucky. I think when they saw that body cam footage and they compared it to the statement that was provided or the testimony that was provided by Officer Newton, they saw that it didn't match up. Just like you see in many of these videos, what the officers are describing is not what happened. They saw a man who was defending his own home from this fire, and they believed it was reasonable not to let police officers drag you out of your own house, especially when they weren't the fire department. The fire department wasn't there. They had no solution. They had no business dragging him out of his own house, much less beating him to a pulp and tasing him for, quote, his own safety. That wasn't for his own safety. That was because he didn't do what they told him to do and was willing to physically resist, which he did. Because it was on body cam, the grand jurors got to see what actually happened, and they turned the tables on the government. So now the government is prosecuting its own cop, which it doesn't want to do. So they have to bring in a special judge just to hear the case. And I guess they probably have to bring in a special prosecutor as well. So what I would look for to happen is for this to go away. The grand jurors, the citizens, wanted that officer prosecuted, but the government will not want that officer prosecuted. And I suspect that the charges will disappear quietly, unless they can't disappear quietly. And that's where you come in. If you love America and you love freedom and you believe in the right of an American citizen, the right of a Kentuckian to defend his own home against fire and not to be dragged out of it by anybody, then you can support Lanny by spreading this footage and letting people know what's going on here. The people have spoken through this grand jury. Don't let the government undo that. If this falls out of the public eye, the government is going to dismiss the charges against the officer, somehow recharge Lanny under Kentucky law. I'm sure they can do it. And this time they'll do something differently. But don't let them do that. Share this footage, let people see what happened, and decide for themselves. While I couldn't show a lot of the violence in this video, I will link the raw footage below so that you can watch it for yourself. You can see Officer Newton, or one of the officers, just repeatedly punching Lanny in the face. I mean, you do not cause that that level of destruction on somebody's face without doing it intentionally by striking them or punching them in the face. The decision was made here to beat Lanny. I didn't see any bloody faces on behalf of the officers, despite what the news media said in the initial reports. I'm sure there's going to be more update videos on this
Dude,
one.
that
Maybe
pisses
I'll
me
interview
off,
Lanny
man.
as well. We'll have to see. You can follow along by subscribing both here and at the blog at thecivilrightslawyer.com. Follow me on
Y'all follow the civil rights lawyer. So, man, this just happened like literally 2 hours away from my house. 2 hours away from my hometown. I just live right across the border in Virginia. This is crazy because the cops, man, I have been seeing, I back the blue, but I come from a town where we've always had a dirty cop, but now we got several dirty cops. So there's this one cop who trained a bunch of these guys, and they all act like they're all dirty. Every one of them. Example, I get pulled over in my driveway. My fucking driveway. Coming from the mailbox. He charged me with operating without a license. Okay, fine, whatever. I didn't have them on me, whatever. So we go to court. We go to court. We go to court. And then I go to court a year after going to court, after he took my vehicle. The people sold it. It was in impound and everything. A year after the incident, he says, oh, we're just going to have it dropped throughout. Well, what about my fucking car? You see me coming from my mailbox to my house. And you pulled me over. So I know about dirty cops, and we know about them here where I'm from. But y'all subscribe to the Civil Rights Lawyer and hold dirty cops accountable.